All right. So I was just watching YouTube and felt so strongly about a thing that I felt I needed to explain a thing. So I was watching a compilation of TikToks, and one of them was a person of African descent complaining that TikTok was discriminating against him. And I don't I don't have a phone that can use TikTok, so I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know anything about it. So I paid attention and listened, and then the next TikTok in the compilation was another person of African descent saying something similar and asking why. Now I don't know why, not for sure, but I thought I might offer a possible explanation. My theory, at least, is that um, mayhaps there are more than one community that is somewhat toxic in the matter of guilting people into paying attention to them. And sometimes there will be people who look like they're part of that community, but are not. Or maybe are part of that community but are not guilting people into paying attention to them. This does not just apply to people of African descent. This also applies to feminism and what was it? All right, men's rights activists and other people who, you know, guilt people into following them. Now, not all of them are bad people. In fact, most of them probably aren't. But there are enough, but in these instances, it's enough of a problem that it makes it not fun to pay attention. So, what I theorize could be happening is that TikTok could be applying anyone who has that sort of descriptor to them or who looks like they are part of it, suddenly makes them much more difficult to pay attention to. So that only the ones that are worth paying attention to, worth doing the extra effort to pay attention to, get paid attention to, and gives people who were guilted into giving someone attention and following them an excuse to say, oh no, TikTok accidentally unfollowed me. It gives people an out. Now, I'm not saying everyone deserves this, and I'm not saying it's very fair, but I wouldn't be so sure that TikTok is specifically to blame. Now, as far as the inevitable heat I will get for implying that Black people are guilting people into following them, I would like to point out that there are individuals, and a great many of them, who are guilting people into things because of their ancestry. Not everyone. I don't even know who is and who isn't. But I do know of the existing, at least on TikTok, that is. I don't know who is and who isn't on TikTok. But I do know that it is enough of a problem for somebody whose entire platform thrives on how much attention is spent on it, to kind of make sure that people find less toxic communities. Now, unfortunately, at least until the communities in question become less toxic, whether because of this or for other reasons, it does mean that that policy will probably stick around. Mayhaps the best way you can solve the problem or help the problem be solved would be to identify who in the community is being toxic and label them as being such, with, a list of reasons and back it up. Mayhaps as a possible example, say a member of the men's rights activist group is guilting people into following him or her because of the issue they are speaking on. And that person is not very pleasant to listen to, and that person is very aggressive and just not your type, and not your thing, but you feel guilty if you don't give them attention, don't follow them, which is just not fun, I mean, sure, they have the right to do their own thing, and there are people who are into that, but it doesn't feel good to be guilted into giving someone a follow and having their stuff and stuff like theirs pop up in your feed. I don't know how TikTok works, so I'm just assuming on stuff. Well, say the TikTok things that have been suppressing the men's rights movement in the same way as they've been suppressing Black people recently comes along and accidentally unfollows you and stops putting their stuff actively in your feed. Well, if you happen to be not wanting to pay attention to them, not wanting to follow them, not wanting their stuff to fill up your feed, it's a blessing. And eventually that person's obscurity gets to them and they stop uploading, or the right people find them and follow them, and the people who actually want to be paying attention to that content will find it and pay attention to it. Just a thought. I'm not for sure that this is why, but it's a reason that makes sense to me. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was helpful, and this was Flurgy McCurgy. Never stop learning. Bye.